You know, this video is a very concerning video. This interaction um, that Cyril Ramaphosa had with Trump, it's scary. It should scare anyone. It should scare anyone, even the Americans that are sitting there saying, yes, the president is right. Like, it should scare them as well. It should scare anybody in any place. The cases of what's happening in South Africa are very well documented. Like, these are things you can follow up. These are things you can go back, research, look up, and stuff like that. And yet, Trump just says, he just talks. Like, he couldn't be bothered if it's real, if it's what. He just doesn't care. Like, when they are building a conspiracy around you, they'll just talk. And even as documented as it can be, they don't care. Trump uses crime, like everyday crime in the country, as a way to justify what he terms as genocide. It's ridiculous because a white person got attacked. He uses that as thinking. By the way, if you look at the majority of cases of abductions, kidnappings, it's not white people that are being kidnapped. It's not. It's black people. It's not even rich people. It's the average person. What Trump is describing as genocide, it's everyday crimes. Most farmers, if you look at the places where they stay when they are in these attacks, it's in isolated places. And so police can't set up a police station to be closer to the farmer because the farmer is isolated anyway, and he has to be isolated because he needs a large plot of land. But apart from all of that understanding, these crimes don't happen only in isolated places, even in congested places. Just yesterday, there was a video of an attempted abduction in the UK, live, direct, during the day, during broad daylight. Criminals have become very bold because nowadays they have learned the system. They know how to get away with things. So they will go and steal a car 2 cities away and then bring it into a different city and then do the crime in that area and then go back to their province. This is the things that they have learned. So they steal a different car, not to use it, not to sell it, they steal the car to go and do a crime, dump the car, and go on about their business. So nowadays, average everyday people get hijacked, and not just hijacked, kidnapped. Some people don't come up. Some people turn up dead. So Trump uses the pictures of the white people being attacked to think. Just a few days back, I think it's a week or so, we were talking about a case of police officers, South African police officers, who got kidnapped. These are large-scale crimes. This has nothing to do with genocide. We just have a high rate of crime. He's saying, oh no, these are crimes for over the last couple of days. Give me a break, dude. Have you seen the amount of crime that's around? And why is it that we have such a high scale crimes? The BBC did a recent peace investigation thingy on a ring of crimes around miners and the mines. Something I'd never even heard about. There's a lot of these criminals who, because they go down in these mines, in these abandoned mines, many of them. So they go down in these mines, and so they are down there for days. And so as they go down there and are down in there for days, now these desires that they have must be expressed, and now they are putting it upon kids down in the mines. And where do they come from? They come from all over the place. Some of them undocumented criminals. And if you listen to the podcasts in South Africa, you will realize that these crimes, some of them, they are learning these crimes from other people in the penitentiary system. They are learning these things in the prison system. So once they are in there, they know, oh no, this guy was a bomb expert. Oh no, this guy was good in this. This guy is a guns, what. This guy is good at driving. So what they do, these guys, they now get all these skills from all over the place, come into thinking and go out to do these crimes. Before, they used to use small average cars to do hijackings. Now you won't be hijacked by a small everyday car. You'll be hijacked by like a BMW, whatnot, very luxury type of cars. X6, you've been seeing a lot of X5 and X6 in a lot of hijackings, in a lot of these crimes where they are bombing ATMs. Unfortunately, when it gets to the hands of people like Trump, he's sitting with people that can give him the information. You see, Cyril thought, you know what? What would it be like for us to just portray the country to this guy outside of articles? Trump still wants to quote articles. I was watching this video and I'm like, hey, the end time is scary, man. The end time is scary. This guy is bent. He's still trying to quote articles. You see, Cyril thought, and there were a lot of people that were like offended. No, why is he going with rich white people? Who are the best people to represent what type of things are happening in the country than to take the billionaires in the country? He takes an average Joe. It won't say nothing. Oh no, this is an employee. So he doesn't take an employee. He doesn't take just an average billionaire. No, he takes one of the richest men in the country. It makes sense. But then you have people out here being dumb, just talking anyhow. No, why did you take a billionaire? Because that's a person who will be respected to have an independent view. Stop being dumb. There's a lot of people. So you're dealing with that at another scale. But then at the other hand, it's like information, as much information as is available, people still select what information they want to believe. People still select what they want to accept as truth. When I was watching that video of Cyril Ramaphosa and Trump, it set in. You know, you remember back in 2003s, if you were a lot online back then, when the propagandas about Iraq and Afghanistan and whatnot, when the propaganda was going out about them, this is what it sounds like. You have the people that can tell you, no, this is this. You are talking about a crime. It's not genocide. You are misquoting it. This is not genocide. This is just crime. There's a lot of crime that is happening in this country. A lot. And if you can look at different classes. Look at classes at which it is happening. Majority of the crimes are not even white. It's average everyday people. People get kidnapped. And if you talk to 3, 4, 5 people, they know someone who was probably kidnapped or something. I know a guy who was kidnapped. He was kidnapped around 2020, right before 2020, before the COVID entire thing happened. He was kidnapped around that time. It's been 6 years. He's done all his therapy, he's done it, but you still can't talk to him about that thing, of the experience that he went through in that whole thing. It was not a thing here, but now it is. People disappear. Kids disappear every single day. Countless. Now Trump comes up with a bunch of articles that say it's genocide. It's not genocide. It's just crime. The podcasts actually of criminals who used to do these house breakings, go watch the podcast. We have the information publicly so. Unfortunately, they speak in Zulu because these are local guys. Some of them are not educated and stuff like that. But these guys would talk about who they would target, what kind of places they would target. People who would give them second information, an insider person telling them, hey, my boss here is a farmer, is likely going to have money, cash around this time, come in. And they would go into these places with those tips, basically. These are just crimes. These are just everyday crimes. But he's using that to justify his thing. It's scary watching that thing. When you watch that thing, you realize when a person has set themselves to believing a lie, you can't do nothing about it. That's the sad part of it. It's the reality show with daily Christian commentary videos. I just thought, when I was watching that video, America is so big, they forget the rest of the world exists. They forget you guys are probably destroying people's lives. You guys know that, right? you probably destroying people's lives. Like with all these terrorists and all these things that you guys are doing, maybe it's all fun and game for you guys. The companies that are going to shut down. There's all these things that are happening. Forget all the trips that he's done in the Arab world, and he suspended Syria's whatnot and all these things. But there are countries where the things that you guys are talking and doing is affecting public perception. The rest of the world exists outside of America, There's a world outside of that. You might not have access to it because, you look at YouTube and your YouTube recommendation, it only provides you a view of yourselves. It doesn't provide you a view of the rest of the world. And so as a result, you don't even know that there is a world outside. It's kind of like you think it's not an insult. People in this, like I heard some of the guys who were angry about the 40 South Afrikaners who went to thingy, and they were describing as them, these are the most low-skilled people. And I'm like, what? Just because they come from Africa, they are low skills? You guys have been defined by China as low skills when it comes to manufacturing. But anyways, that's not the point here. I just thought it was quite an interesting one to see, to see how far people will go to be right, even when they are wrong. It's absolutely scary.